am here to talk about the little brown bat and to assign Dungeons and Dragons stats. This is my first time assigning stats to an animal that already has stats within the Dungeons and Dragons Player's Guide. So let's see if you agree with me, and if you don't, that's totally cool. You can just let me know in the comments. I'm going to be focusing on the little brown bat specifically using science, which I'm not really sure if that was used when they first made the stats for the regular bat in D&D. Okay, so we're going to start with dexterity. I started out pretty strong, giving it a nat 20. Oh my goodness, these are so incredibly agile. They have this aerial dexterity, able to make sharp 180-degree turns in less than half a wing beat. They fly at speeds up to 22 miles per hour, and while doing that, they're navigating through dense vegetation and tight spaces with minimal wing clearance. They change direction almost instantaneously, and because of that, I gave them that 20. And next, we're looking at strength. I gave them a 12, and you might think that's a little bit high, but pound for pound, their flight muscles are among the most powerful of any vertebrate. They can carry up to 30% of their body weight while flying. Their grip strength allows them to hang on upside down 4 months during hibernation. And 20% of their total body mass is within their wings, which is compared to 15% of most birds. So those are incredibly powerful wings. I have other special notes about them. So they're only 2 to 3 pennies worth. Those weigh 5 to 14 grams. And their strength to weight ratio is just off the charts. So definitely a 12 in my book. Now I'm going to move to their intelligence. Their intelligence is quite high. They have spatial intelligence. They create detailed mental maps of their territory and foraging routes. They navigate complex three-dimensional environments using echolocation. They can learn and memorize an area. They adapt their hunting strategies based on prey availability and environmental conditions. And then they have a social intelligence. Let's not forget how important that is. If you remember middle school, that's super important. These bats engage in a complex mother-pup recognition and communication. The mothers know their baby in a colony of 1,000, and the single pup knows their mom. So that's kind of beautiful. Pretty high intelligence there. Let's talk about wisdom. See, I view wisdom as different from intelligence. Intelligence is the ability to adapt and learn, but wisdom is more of insight that can inform your behavioral strategies. So I gave them kind of a decent wisdom score, a 15. They have great energy conservation wisdom. They hibernate during resource-scarce winter months rather than attempting like a costly migration. They time their reproduction to coincide with peak insect availability. Then they have habitat selection wisdom. They choose these roost sites that provide optimal thermal regulation and protection. They return to proven successful roosting and foraging locations. And then socially, that kind of cooperation wisdom, they cooperate with other mothers in the maternity colonies so that they can provide mutual protection and thermal regulation. Pretty wise. Now we kind of move on to their sadder stats like constitution. You know, initially, if you look at the constitution of a bat, they have great energy, say fat storing abilities, but all of that is not enough to keep them alive when dangerous, invasive, like bacteria or fungi come on the scene. So white nose syndrome is a fungi that came from Europe, probably on some spelunker's backpack. They didn't clean it before they went into a cave, and now it's spreading and it's killing a large percentage of this population. It's a fungi that covers their nose and mouth while they're hibernating, and it suffocates them. And because our winter months aren't as cold as they used to, that bacteria is just spreading faster, and we're doing all we can to save them. So sadly, just a 5 in constitution. Lastly, their lowest score, charisma. You know what? I think they're cute. If it were just me, I'd give them like an 18 or 19. I think they're adorable, but a lot of people are afraid of they're going to get rabies. Less than 1% of bats carry rabies, but there's that fear. They're animals of the night, so that also causes a lot of fear. They're nocturnal, so people can't see them very well what comes out at night. They're just kind of afraid of the dark. People are afraid that they're dirty, disease-carrying animals. They're one of the cleanest animals around. Their press agent must be on vacation for years and years, because hatred for bats is pretty strong, and the people don't fight to protect them as much as they should. That's all I got for you today. If you disagreed with what I have for you, go ahead and share your thoughts on what the Dungeons and Dragons stats for this animal would be. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.